I am excited because I just saw video footage of Aaliyah Boston in the gym getting her one-on-one workout on with the new player development coach, Keith Porter.
The real story of Aliyah Boston and Angel Reese's divergent approaches to improvement is told in this video, which delves deeply into the tale of two bigs, one of whom is laser focused on dominating the paint while the others are chasing internet clout. In the offseason, two WNBA stars, both known for their inside presence, are hitting the gym, one of whom is working tirelessly on post moves in her mid-range game, and the other is launching threes like Steph Curry. When you hear the image of Aaliyah Boston sweating profusely while laser focused on honing her footwork in the paint, the basketball world is buzzing. Boston's offseason workout video was just released, and it's sending shockwaves through WNBA circles. Let's examine how these decisions might affect their careers, why fans are going crazy over Boston's dedication, and why even Reese's fans are making fun of her for her most recent stunt. Are you ready to let's go? They're all on the edge of their seats, wondering what Boston is doing to make sure she's ready for the season to start. But this isn't just any highlight reel. We're talking about serious, gritty work that has everyone paying attention. Let's break it down. Boston isn't just doing the routine. She's pushing herself to the limit, working on left-hand finishes, and powering through contact. This is the type of training that separates the good from the great, and the Indiana Fever are all in on Boston's progress. What's up, Fever family? It's Coach Keith Porter. We have been working on improving our footwork, getting up and down the floor, and being better today. Are you ready for my H? We'll work 5 hours a little backwards. Eventually, we'll get to our entire set, but we'll isolate every single motion and action. This is just one of those ups. To make matters worse, their new player development coach, Keith Porter, traveled all the way to Massachusetts to work with Boston. That's not just dedication, that's a team that understands. They have something special in their hands, and Porter isn't holding back either. He talks about Boston as if she's the next big thing in women's basketball. And we're working on getting better every day. Don't be fooled by that modest statement, though, because Porter thinks Boston has the potential to be one of the greatest female athletes ever. After watching this workout, they might be right on the money 5 hands. So be here, hit you in the pocket, and start off a little. Yes, take a moment. There are fewer jumpers and more flow, so it's more like lick. Okay, wow, that was really good. That was press my D. Let's talk about the numbers. Boston is already shooting impressively at 55. This offseason grind is all about stepping up her game. We're seeing drills centered on mid-range jumpers, post moves, and footwork through various game scenarios. It's a masterclass on how to become a more versatile player, but this is where it gets really interesting. She's only been 2% from the field in her 2 seasons with the Fever, but she's not stopping there. Though Caitlin Clark is known for her ability to penetrate and break down defenses, Boston's mid-range game is looking smoother than ever. Why does this matter? Consider how this will complement her style of play. Now picture Boston with her improved mid-range game ready to take advantage of every opening Clark creates. It's a 1W punch that could have defenses reeling all season long. All right, so the same thing off the left one might make more sense than the last one as well, just like a running forward gets called like that. When Boston's video was released, Clark was quick to comment, which got me fired up. When your star teammate is that excited, you know you're doing something right. Boston's grind is just the beginning of our story. This video isn't just about one player working hard. It's about a team with a vision, a coaching staff willing to go above and beyond, literally, and a young player. Star who doesn't hesitate to push herself to new limits. Yep, there we go. Yep, there we go. Next one, bump right now. We're getting back right into that touch shot. There we go. You're bumping me and standing, but I stay low, so right when you're here, stay here, and then explore what you're doing here. Hitting fully extend, now you're killing your leg drive. No, you're not getting, yeah, they're playing one more down. Yeah, let's all go out the way see it is as we watch Boston Power. Through repetition after repetition, it's evident that we're seeing the transformation of a player who isn't just satisfied with being good, rather she's striving for greatness. Her natural talent, work ethic, and the Fever's investment in her growth make for something truly unique. Boston's amazing moves in this viral video are just the beginning. There's more to analyze, more comparisons to draw, and I promise you won't want to miss what comes next. While Boston has been working out, another WNBA player recently released a workout video that is making waves for all the wrong reasons. Imagine this: a player who struggles with layups suddenly decides she's the next F. Curry. The contrast couldn't be more stark, and the internet's response was brutal due to the lack of solid evidence that she has been honing her skills in the gym, despite what can only be described as one. The internet is going crazy, and not in a good way. Fans are wondering if Reese forgot she's supposed to be a post player, but here's where it gets really interesting. Did you notice how Reese's video always uses quick cuts? We never see consecutive baskets, so it's like watching a highlight reel without the baskets. This is one of the worst shooting seasons anyone has ever seen in basketball history. Let's talk about Angel Reese, the 6'3" forward, who should be dominating the paint. It's anybody's music estimate, but highlights make you wonder how long it took to film this thing. Let's look at some figures from the previous season. Reese shot 44. To put it in perspective, 5% from less than 5 feet is difficult for a big man. That's like missing more than half of your layups and receiving nearly 40% of her rebounds. With numbers like these, it's clear that Reese needs to embrace her inner Steph Curry, but there's more. Where is the Chicago Sky coaching staff? And all of this is nowhere to be seen. It's as if they've left Reese on her own. Do you recall how the Fever flew their coach out to work with Boston? Well, none of that has happened here. It's just Reese, her trainer, and a camera crew. In any case, she was the most ineffective player in the WNBA at the time. And she shot poorly from the field. She's 6'3", plays under the basket, and she scored 39 points. 1% of the field fans are also making fun of Reese. One tweet reads, Reese needs to work on layups, not logos. Ouch, but can you blame them when your inside game needs work? Launching threes isn't exactly what the doctor ordered, so what's the deal? Is Reese trying to up her game, or is this just a misguided attempt to grab headlines? Either way, it's obvious that her approach is very different from Boston's laser-focused grind, and while one is working on dominating her position, the other appears to be chasing social media likes. Spending a lot of time honing her outside shooting skills when she works primarily under the basket. Are you going to try to run out there and shoot a three-pointer even though you have perimeter players waiting for you? You should pass the ball to them so they can shoot wide open shots. This could be a terrible season for the Chicago Sky, but Boston's putting in the work where it counts, and Reese, well, she might want to reconsider her career. This story of two bigs is far from over, so stay tuned because we're going to go even deeper into their basketball strategy. If you've watched this far and found it entertaining, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We understand that watching this video takes time, so thank you. Now let's get back to the action. I think Aaliyah Boston will be ready for the season because she was out of form last season, and many of them have stated that they weren't ready for the passes Caitlin they weren't expecting. We're going to dive into a tale of two techniques that's so stark that it's like comparing apples to, well, something that's definitely not an apple. Trust me, once you see this, you'll never look at a jump shot the same way again. This is what it's supposed to look like when you're the shooting arm. The more this team can get out on the break and run and not have to grind it out in the paint, the better. It's like a waiter carrying a tray, right? That's how you want it to be. You don't want the ball down here. Let's start with Aaliyah Boston. Her form is like witnessing a masterclass in shooting mechanics. Her arms form a beautiful right angle and the ball rests high above her head. This isn't just aesthetically pleasing, it's functional. The high release makes it difficult for defenders to block in the A. I hope that this guy and whoever else works with her will work on her technique because regardless of how many times you shoot like this with no one watching, if your technique is off, you might get a few here and there by chance stance or whatever. But you won't be able to consistently knock down shots. Alignment is all about consistency. So here you see her being fed the ball. She's in the right corner. She gets the ball. And again, if you're going to work on expanding your game, make sure that your technique is correct. Angel Reese's form, on the other hand, is, let's say, unique. The ball is low, almost at chest level, and her wrists are crossing during the release. According to basketball terminology, this is a major red flag. It's like trying to drive a car with the steering wheel upside down. You might get where you're going, but it won't be a smooth ride. Her arms are crossed, which is incorrect form. You should be completely aligned with your target. This indicates that she is shooting with her left hand, which is crossing over her. It's basketball 101 for centers, and Boston is acing the course. Her workouts are a symphony of footwork, power moves, and finesse, and it's evident that she's building a complete arsenal to dominate the paint. Reese, on the other hand, is taking a step back three she's attempting in a real game, which isn't just a missed opportunity, it's potentially turnover city for a player who struggles with accuracy. When we get our hands on the basketball that is shown to us, we say cookies, cookies, cookies for days. The difference is so obvious that one player is laser focused on improving her craft, building on her strengths, and addressing her weaknesses, while the other, well, it looks more like chasing social media likes. This shift in focus is confusing at best. Angel is here, and watch this. Look how far out the ball is. Look how far out she's showing the defense, I'm telling you right now. Then real on-court improvement, but now comes the big question, What does all of this mean for their futures in the league? Will Boston's commitment translate into dominance on the court? Can Reese change her course before it's too late? The answers to these questions could change the WNBA for years to come, leaving you wondering, is Angel Reese attempting to be a basketball player or an influencer? Remember when we discussed changing the WNBA landscape? Imagine a world in which Aaliyah Boston's hard work has paid off big time in the 2025 season when the Indiana Fever are on fire. And guess who's leading the charge? Caitlin Clark drives to the rim and draws 2 defenders before kicking out to an open Boston. Her improved mid-range game is opening up the floor, creating a dynamic duo that's giving defenders nightmares Boston's efficiency. By 2025, we're not just talking about individual success, we're looking at the ripple effect on entire franchises, and trust me, the contrast couldn't be starker.